Welcome to a word of hope on this Monday in the 25th week of Ordinary Time. Today's gospel is very brief. Jesus reminds us that when we light a light, we put it on a stand so that it illuminates the space that we are in. And following that, he has this come to the light and take care of the way you hear. I find it very interesting. He says, take care of the way you hear. Those of you who are in the marriage state know that one of the biggest challenges of family life, the life between spouses, is communication. And sometimes tension, conflict arises because we really don't hear each other. We hear the words, but we don't hear that which is underneath the words that people speak. And Jesus is challenging us to come to this light where we are enlightened in a deeper way through his words. It's a call to not only hear, but to ponder, to listen in a deeper way with our heart, to make that spiritual connection between the word, which when spoken gives life, to the words that we hear in our ordinary life. And so in hearing in a way that enlightens us into the depths of the meaning of our existence, we discover the illumination that God has called us to and is preparing for us in the fullness of life in eternity. So it's calling us to see beyond the superficial as we go through life. And this is very, very important to us today because we have so many voices kind of converging on us in social media, whatever it's Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or just an ordinary newspaper. We have many, many voices that are talking to us. And some of those are talking to us about our faith in the life of the church. And at this time, as the church moves towards the synod in Rome, where the people of God throughout the world will join with bishops to reflect upon the deeper meaning of what it means to be church, it's important for us to listen carefully, to not be distracted by critical and negative voices about the efforts of the Holy Father as we go into the Synod, as we go there to hear each other. And I find it interesting that the Synod is not being called to make decisions about our life, but it is to hear about our life in the many different locations, cultures, peoples that are following Jesus Christ in the Catholic Church. So today, we look for an illumination through this conversation that is taking place within our church, but we also carefully are listening deeper how the Spirit is working in our lives and the lives of the people around us. How often do we, as religious or as married people, really talk about our spiritual life with one another? How God is acting within us, how God is stirring the energy of life within us and sharing that with other people. So today, move toward the light. Listen to one another in a caring and loving way, and we will hear the depths of faith and virtue within our neighbors. So in this very little short gospel today, there's a big challenge to be hearers of the Word of God in history, and our history and the history of those around us.